Hey, I'm Shima with Beyond the Blurry. Thank you for joining me today on my channel. I'm going to be talking about grief and how it feels like somebody has died even though they haven't. Stay tuned for this. And before I go any further, make sure you like and comment and subscribe to my channel. Why do I feel like this, but no one's died? There's a psychological reason why we experience grief after vision loss. What happens when we're grieving? People typically connect grieving and grief with death, right? And we understand grief in that concept of someone dying and us feeling sad and going through that process. And we even understand the fact that maybe sometimes when you're grieving, you may go through stages of grief like sadness, fear, blaming, denial, shock, all of the things, anger and frustration. And so what happens, when you lose your vision, what's happening? Yes, we haven't died. We haven't lost our life, and we're talking about vision loss. So we have experienced a great loss symbolically, right? Let's talk about that. What have we lost? We've lost our vision, major, something that we have used and had access to for the majority of our life. If you're like me, for instance, I was not born blind. I was not diagnosed and had a degenerative eye disease since I was a child. So I lost my vision and began losing my vision, in my 40s, and in my 50s. And so you're talking about people like me who have used our vision for everything for a majority of our lives. And now we can't do that. We cannot use our vision. So that is a major loss. No, it's not like someone dying, but because you're experiencing grief, it may feel like it because that sense of soft. It is a symbolic death, right? Your vision loss is a symbolic death. And that happens, psychologically. In the psychological field, we talk about that in terms of when you deal with illnesses, major illnesses, when you deal with life-altering changes, disabilities, there's this symbolic loss and symbolic death of a person or a sense of a person, their sense of self. And that's what I'm talking about here. Yes, we're grieving the loss of our vision. What else are we grieving? Our identity. There's a major identity shift that happens when you lose your vision. You lose your independence, your freedom, your ability to work and do the career that you used to do sometimes. And so your role changes in your family or even between you as your spouse or your partner. Your roles change, your relationship change, communication styles change. And so you are experiencing a life-changing identity shift, right? And you have lost a sense of yourself. Major loss. I don't know about you, but I love who I am. I love the person I was before this happened. All the things I was doing in my life. I love that stuff, right? But now we lose a sense of ourselves. Who are we now with our vision loss? And so that's a serious loss too. A loss of your sense of identity. People can stay stuck there for years, if they don't figure it out, if they can't move past that. And the third thing, what else major do we lose in this process? We lose the concept of thinking about our future. Some of us feel that we have lost our future goals, our future dreams, our future desires, things that we just thought that we were going to have in our life, right? So these things are happening. And now let's go in a big circle. What does this look like? So that's no wonder why you're grieving. Because grief comes after a significant loss has occurred. And I just gave you 3 significant losses that we have experienced as a result of our vision loss, not just our vision. And some of you, I don't have your life, you don't have my life, and I'm sure some of you can come up with other major things that you've lost that were serious to you, that caused you to experience a sense of grief, right? Sadness, denial, shock, anger, all of those things. And so when you sit back and you think about it, like, why am I grieving? And the answer to that question is because it's normal. It is normal for you to go through some stages of the grief process. I'm not saying that you're going to hit every stage, but there are some phases of grief that you will experience as a result of a vision loss. It's normal. There's no way that we can experience something so significant in our life that's a loss of vision loss, identity, independence, confidence, identity, all those things, and not experience some emotional situation like grief. It's normal. And you have to understand that that's a part of the process. There's nothing wrong with you because you're experiencing grief. And you say, so Shima, what do I do? What do I do now? So here are 3 things that you can do if you find yourself and you feel you're stuck in the stage and you are experiencing just overwhelming amount of emotions and feelings and sadness, and you can't seem to get over the hump. Here's 3 things I'm going to give to do for yourself. 1, if you've been experiencing this sense of sadness, a deep sadness, and almost to the point of depression for several weeks, in even months or whatever, I really need you to talk to someone, a professional. It's important. Don't ignore this, okay? Number 2, I need you to allow yourself to go through this process. Give yourself some grace. Understand that this is a part of the healing process. This is a part of the adjustment process. And if you can allow yourself to go through these feelings and process these emotions appropriately, then you're going to get to the other side where you're ready to move forward. Get back out there and do the things you love doing. Get back out there and work and navigate life, the life that you want, and seek that freedom. And the 3rd thing I want you to do is practice some daily quiet time, some meditation or grounding for yourself, whether that's taking some time just to listen to some music or listen to some affirmations. As a matter of fact, on my site, I'll leave the link here below, I have a recording. It's just audio recording of affirmations, just peaceful affirmations, saying things like, you are enough. You are strong enough for this journey. You will get to the other side. Just things like that, so you can remind yourself that, yes, you are on probably one of the toughest journeys and paths that you've ever experienced. And you are experiencing some emotional and some feelings that you have never experienced. But it feels like someone has died. It's like, why do I feel this way? There's a reason why, and you're not alone. It's normal to feel this way. And so I want you to allow those emotions and process them appropriately to understand why they are. But I don't want you to stay there long. Don't stay stuck there, because it's 2 things. If we fail to address these emotions and the psychological experience we're going through in this journey, and also if we just stay stuck in these feelings and these emotions too long because we're not processing it, this is going to prevent us from moving forward and getting back on the horse and doing the things in life that we want to do. Okay? So don't forget that. Thank you so much for joining me on Beyond the Blur today, and come back here next week for another topic talking about the emotional and psychological journey of our vision loss.